Exactly.
Good. Good evening, everyone. Thank you all for coming out to our last PTA meeting of the 2016-17 year. We're excited for a new year. Would you all stand with me and pledge allegiance to our flag? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you very much. And hello to everyone at home. Okay. I hope you all were able to get a copy of our minutes. And can I get a motion to accept the minutes? Julie? Karen? Tell me your name again. Madella. Okay. Thank you so much. The treasurer's report. Holly, you want to just go over them for us?
Sure. So what the treasurer's report.
Oh, this is going to be her last treasurer's report. Our daughter's graduating. We're going to miss you.
Okay. We had a whopping income of $95, and we spent $668.71 of that money. We do our incentive awards to the underclassmen this year. Instead of doing 8 awards of $50, we did 9 for $50. The hospitality was tablecloths, and the tip for the food for our last PTA meeting, if you remember, we had food, and then for our the people that are going to attend the scholars luncheon for the Federation. So we have $3,805.
Thank you. And we also today first of all, can I have a motion to accept the treasurer's report? Okay, we have Donna Queen and Madella. Madella. Okay, awesome. Thank you. Today we had a wonderful experience. Karen was able to be with me today, and Lillian, we read the essays, and so we have the winners for that. For those, the PTA awards 8 students a $200 check, senior, and they'll be presented those checks at the awards dinner, which will be on Tuesday. Not dinner, awards ceremony. It's more like cake and coffee. But, it's a really, really special night. Okay. We were approached by the National Honor Society to donate to them $300. And what this is for is they worked with Relay for Life, and it's an event that they are going to have with PS 41, and it's a recruiting program, and they'd like to purchase healthy snacks for the 110 PS 41 students and 15 New Dorp High School students. So I'd like to propose that we give the National Honor Society $300. If you are in agreement, could you raise your hand? Any opposed? No opposed? Okay, great. So we will give that to them. Perfect. Thank you so much. Okay, so tonight, before we have our speakers, and one other thing before we do elections, I just wanted to mention that our spring musical Cabaret is going to be tomorrow night and Friday night. Tomorrow night, PTA sells concessions. So if anyone wants to come and give us a hand, we always appreciate that. Saturday is Comic-Con, and I think that starts at 12, right? 12 to 5. If you didn't come last year, it was awesome. And I'm sure this year is going to be even better. So it's a busy week here at New Dorp, so keep those things on your calendar. Also, the installation dinner is June 21st. It's $40. There's an invite over there. We get a nice selection of food, and we'd love to have you if you can join us that night. Now I'm going to turn the time over to Holly Marcillo. Where is Holly?
Out choking somewhere.
Oh, that was me choking.
Oh, that was sorry. Wrong choking.
Okay. She is part of our nominating committee, and
she's getting pens.
Pens?
Pens.
She went all the way back to the room?
No, she went that way, so I have no idea which way she went.
All right.
Does anybody need a pen for the ballots? How's that?
Just trying to think of what else is coming up. Graduation, last day of school. Oh, you're the best. Okay, and I'm gonna turn the time over now to Holly. Here she is.
Okay, so I'm gonna do this, and I'm probably gonna get in trouble, but I'm going to do this a little my way. Okay. So, are there any nominations from the floor for PTA president? Does anybody from the floor want to run for PTA president going once? Does anybody from the floor want to run for PTA president going twice? Does anybody on the floor want to run for PTA president third time? Okay, so the PTA nomination for president of New York High School PTA is closed. I'm going to move on to, I'm going to go to vice president.
Or just name the name.
Yes. So, but what do you mean? So now we're going to vote for vice president.
Okay, well, you have to say my name.
Oh, so Michelle McComb is running for president. So there's nobody running against her. So now for vice president, we have, that would be Janice, right?
Yeah, but for first vice president, yes.
For first vice president, we have Janice Font running unopposed. Does anybody from the floor want to run for first vice president? That's one. Does anybody want to run for first vice president from the floor? That's second time. Does anybody from the floor want to run for first vice president third time? So there are nobody from the floor wants to run for first vice president. So that nomination's closed. Can I move on and do second vice president last? Okay. So I'm going to move on and for treasurer, we have Jean Marie Iandolo, who I groomed for the position. So does anybody from the floor want to run for the treasurer position? Going once. Does anybody from the floor want to run for the treasurer position going twice? Does anybody from the floor want to run for the treasurer position going three times? So the nomination for the PTA treasurer is closed. Recording secretary, we have Julie Larson is running. Does anybody from the floor want to run as the recording secretary? That's once. Does anybody from the floor want to run as recording secretary? That's twice. Does anybody from the floor want to run as recording secretary third time? So the nominations for recording secretary are closed. We're going to move on to corresponding secretary, which is Lillian Cipoletti. Does anybody from the floor want to run as corresponding secretary going once? Does anybody from the floor want to run as corresponding secretary going twice? Does anybody from the floor want to run as corresponding secretary for the third time? Okay, so the position for corresponding secretary is closed. So now we're going to move on to the second vice president. And the reason why I held that one for last is because we have a vote for that one. Because we have two lovely people running for it. We have Kim LaParry and Anne Marie Durego. So I'm going to turn it over to Kim or Anne Marie to come up and say a few words. So whoever wants to go first.
My name is Kim LaParry. I am a returning parent. I have a son who's just finishing his freshman year here. My daughter graduated from here 2 years ago. Newdorp has become my second family. The PTA has become my second family. And the way I like to give back is to be part of the PTA because we do a lot of wonderful things for the kids and it helps keep the kids in check and give them a bunch of things to look forward to. And I really enjoy being a part because Newdorp High School gives a lot to our children, and I enjoy giving my time back. And being part of the PTA is the way I enjoy doing it.
And now Anne Marie Durego.
Hi, my name is Anne Marie Drago. I have two children in public school. I feel it's very important to be involved in the PTA, to know what's going on and to help the students.
Thank you, Anne Marie. So now I'll give out ballots and pens, and I'll ask you, everybody, you guys vote too, right? So if you can pass these out. Oh, that's only these guys here. Oh, here.
Yes.
Right?
And then when you count, Karen will help you. Okay?
That's perfect.
Karen, When she collects. Thank you very much.
Just leave it there.
Both ways.
Oh, you want to make it?
So if you guys can take photos of the box. So as you see me, the magician, empty box.
I think we need 3. Dawn, would you mind?
Oh, I want Danielle's shoes.
I guess I can just go.
I have one smack that I like that flower.
They're gonna just go over there.
Yes. Yeah. Sure. Okay.
While we're waiting for the votes to be tallied, I'm going to turn the time over to our wonderful parent coordinator, Danielle.
Hi, everyone. Okay, so while they're counting the votes, just a couple announcements. Ms. DeAngelis unfortunately couldn't be here tonight. She apologizes, so I'm going to kind of go through her little spiel. But first, I wanted to remind you guys, Ms. DeAngelis is being honored with the Sloan Award for public service, and it is a very huge honor. It is May 25th, Thursday at 5:15. The doors open. It's at the Great Hall in Cooper Union. So if any parent wants to attend, students as well, and staff will be there. We are going to meet here at the door. And then they have some buses for us to go. There's absolutely no cost for you guys. You can just show up and celebrate with us.
What time, Danielle?
The buses will leave here at 2:30, but we're going to send out a reminder once that gets more concrete. I know it's a little far in advance, but okay. Also, if you can't make that, Friday, which is May 26th at 10:15 a.m. in the auditorium, that's when Ms. DeAngelis is actually going to be receiving the award here. They're coming to our school, and everyone is invited as well. So if
What
you
time
can
is
make
that?
that's at 10:15 a.m. on May 26th, and we'll be meeting in the auditorium. Okay? All right. So Miller Field, the construction, everyone knows that the parking is going to be a little bit of a challenge. That starts June 19th. They moved it from June 1st to June 19th, and Miller Field will be closed for an entire year. So there's really nothing at this point that we can do about it. We don't own the property. It's really not up to us. Our staff is going to have to be parking on the street as well. So we encourage students to carpool if they can get dropped off, use mass transit, whatever is easiest, because everyone will have to try to find parking on the street once the loading dock is full for the staff. Okay?
Wait, can I ask you something
Yes.
regarding that?
Yes.
Because I know the chancellor and the DOT put an initiative together for teacher parking. Now, I know this doesn't. You know how they're setting this up?
How the teacher parking would be on the street level, like how you
Yes.
see during elementary
Like I know in
schools.
Boston,
And
they have to have the pass and it has to be there.
Right.
Is that what they're trying to attempt?
it would be like a sticker in the window.
Yeah. Do you know
I
anything?
haven't heard any of the details
That's
yet,
what
so it
takes
hasn't.
us from parking when we come to.
Putting it back the way it was, basically what happened was that everybody used to have a parking permit. There were spots in the front for certain schools. First come, first serve.
Right, that I
And then
understand.
Bloomberg came and just, if there was only 5 spots in front of the school, they only gave 5 permits, and then it was a lottery. Now, everybody's getting back their permits, and it's just,
But that's what I don't understand. Like,
it doesn't affect New York, because New York doesn't have on-street parking reserved for parking permits, so it doesn't affect.
oh, so that's what my point was. Like, are they taking spots away like where we?
No.
No, it's just we get the loading dock first, and that's it. And we have to find street parking. Like
So
everyone
everybody's
else.
going to be here really early. for school
Everyone's
next
going to be
year.
here really, and everyone's going to be carpooling. That's what we're hoping. So that's that.
And that's a year, right?
June 19th, and they say it's a year. We hope. Maybe they'll be done sooner. Okay. Another great news, we've received capital money from the Borough President's office to do lights on the field. The students are very, very excited about this because that means now they can have Friday night games. So that'll bring in a lot of, that'll bring in a lot of folks for us. It's great for New Dorp. The kids love it. They always want to be home game for Friday nights. So that is a wonderful thing. We're very excited about that. We also got $600,000 to do our culinary room. So also from the Borough President. So we're very excited. Lots of great things happening there. Right, exactly. Okay. The AC is being serviced here. So as you guys can tell, it's a little warm. They're working on the unit. They're trying to get it back up as soon as possible. Okay, what else I got here? All right, so you guys know about Cabaret, 18th, 19th, tomorrow and Friday. Comic-Con is this Saturday. Come out. It's only $5 to get in, and you get all of this. There are vendors. There is live action role play. There's going to be projection room. They're going to be playing video games. There are cosplay actors going to be walking around. We have a whole schedule filled of panelists from folks that are illustrators to writers to bloggers, costume contests, and fashion show. So it's going to be a lot of fun, and it's from 12 to 5 Saturday, the 20th. Okay, academic support. So this is the schedule for the rest of the year that will take us through. We also have our final schedule, which I'll be showing next. Ms. DeAngelis really wants to get the kids in here, really, end the year on a great high note. Study, study, study. That was her major message for me to send you guys home today. You guys received a letter in the mail. All parents, looks like this. Okay, from Ms. D. It tells you all of the chart that I just showed you, all of the academic support. It tells you our schedule for finals. It explains why we only do 2 finals in a day and why that works. And it also gives you a list of the Regents exams that are coming up as well in June. Okay. New Dorp High School installation dinner. Michelle spoke about this. If anyone wants to go, it's $40 per person. This is what's included. It's a lovely night. Myself and Ms. DeAngelis and the PTA Executive Board attends, and we welcome in the new board, and it's just a great night. Okay, I think that's all my announcements. Let me just make sure to go through my list here. Okay, we're all good. Does anyone have any questions, concerns, compliments?
Look, Danielle.
No, okay. So we have 2 more guest speakers. We have Ms. Camello, who's going to speak to us about a very special place, the organization that she works at, and what they can offer our community. And we also have our guidance counselor, Ms. Tacone, who's also our Health Wellness Month speaker, and she's going to be doing a little yoga with us. So we share yoga, but just to keep up with the monthly theme, it'll be lots of fun. Okay, so I'll turn it over
Okay,
to
Holly.
Holly. Oh, Holly's back.
Okay, so I'm back again. And before I move on, I would like to ask my question. Is there anybody from the floor that would like to run for the second VP position? And I'll ask it again. Is there anybody from the floor that would like to run for the second VP position? For the third time, is there anybody on the floor that would like to run for the second VP position? Okay, so the nomination is closed, and Kim LaParry won the vote. So we have our PTA for 2017-18, and I'm done.
I, Julie Larson, recording secretary of New York High School, cast the last vote to close the slate for the 17-18 school year. Congratulations.
Thank you, everybody. So, Tammy, would you like to come and speak first? Okay, awesome. Thank you.
I expected a much bigger crowd, so I'm really happy. All right, well, and like the whole world can see, I'm Cami Camello. To start, both my boys come to New Dorp. My one son is graduating this year. My other son is in 9th. He's in a FATA. My older guy is in the math and science program. So enough of that. I work for a very special place. I don't know if anybody's familiar with that agency. We serve individuals with developmental disabilities. Where we also have the Harvest Cafe. We have residences. We have day programs, and we have recreation programs, respite, community hub. That's just to start with. I'm the program director for the Supported Employment Program, which also we just launched what's called Pathways to Employment. I don't know if anyone's familiar with that. If anybody has children that, or friends or family members that have children that are in the Hungerford program, TAP, Horizons, we have a supportive employment program, Pathways to Employment, and ETP. Those programs are more geared towards graduates, those that are coming out of high school and usually age 21. If they're looking for what they're going to be doing after they graduate, whether they're going to be in a day program, an employment program, some type of program. So usually I speak to people that are, children or graduates, or they have seniors. However, we also provide services for children from that age out of early intervention. So we have everything from community, recreation, ComHab, respites, self-direct, which is a new thing, a big thing that everybody is going, in that direction now. It's called self-direction, where you don't have an MSC. I don't know if anyone's familiar with Medicaid Service Coordinator. But what I wanted to do, I was invited by Danielle. I'm very happy for that. What I thought I would do is talk to maybe the principal or whoever runs the program for Horizons, the Hungerford program, TAP, just to see where parents are at. Do they know about our programs? A lot of the high schools, they don't, the parent coordinators don't always know what is out there and what children, are required to have after graduating. You need to have an MSC, because an MSC handles all the programs that your children will be in, and you can't have these programs without Medicaid waiver. And I've been to some high schools where children are graduating and the parents are like, what's an MSC? What's Medicaid waiver? And their child has never had any kind of service throughout their whole school career, and they're just scrambling around now because they have till, June, where are we putting our children? So I don't know if any of you parents have children in any of these programs, or you have friends, relatives, but just let them know that there are programs out there for after graduation. There are programs starting from, like I said, after early intervention. But if there's any questions, or somebody needs direction or some kind of guidance, you can call me. I'll direct you to the right person. If it's not, an after graduation type of thing, I'll direct you to who you need to speak to. If it's for after graduation and you're looking in the employment direction, that would be me at the agency. If you're just looking for a day program or, respite, ComHab, after graduation, I would also direct you to the right person in our agency. Also, if you've never eaten at the Harvest Cafe, which is a hop, skip, and a jump,
Great. Yep.
the food is awesome. And
I just had a family party there, and it was wonderful.
Yeah,
We rented out the whole place, and it was really great.
the employees are our own. We have our individuals that train there, and then a lot of them move on to actually work there and are on the payroll. And some we have that train there, and we have found jobs outside in other restaurants because they didn't really want to stay at the cafe. They wanted to move on into the community and get other jobs. So try the cafe. It's really good. And if you have questions, I have cards. I'll leave a few cards on the table.
Can you just say your email so everyone can jot
Yeah.
it down for what's that?
Yeah, my email is ccamello, CAMELLO @avspny.org.
Could you repeat that, please?
Yes, it's CCAMELLO @avspny.org.
Thank you.
You
And
can
also
call,
one
you
more
could, if you just look up, we have a website, so you could just call, you could Google it, you could find our, number, our,
They can give me a
emails.
call. I'll put them in touch with them. Also, Miss Cunningham is going to be working with you to do a workshop next year in September
Okay,
for
excellent,
targeted
excellent.
parents of
Yes.
those TAP, Horizon, or anybody that really wants to find out more information. So this is a great way just to start it, and then we'll have more of an in-depth workshop
good.
if that works for you.
Very good. That's pretty much it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. And now we're ready to get into doing our yoga. Should we come sit in these chairs?
Yes, if you don't
Come on,
mind,
girls.
just so that you're hearing my voice.
We may need to create a little bit more space with the
I'll fill in
rows.
for
So
school.
maybe push back a lot. You have chair yoga. I promise to be gentle.
She's chair dancing.
Oh, it's chair yoga.
Oh, it's chair yoga.
Chair dancing would work too.
Hi, everyone. My name is Lauren. I am the Corporate Center Guidance Counselor. How are you? I'm also a yoga instructor. Yes, I am. So I am so excited to be with you today. I've been doing yoga for over a decade, and in my experience, we lead these very sedentary lives, right? We sit a lot. So I wanted to do a little bit of chair yoga today with you because we spend so much time sitting that our bodies are just sort of not really built for that. Our bodies are built to move around. But we live in the city, we all have our jobs, and I want to make sure that you are cultivating, even just hourly, a quick little, yoga practice. And you can do it just sitting from your chair, but it's going to help to sort of increase mobility. It's going to get your circulation going. It gets like your mind moving a little bit more, and it helps you to be more aware. So the whole mindfulness thing is a big craze now. Anderson Cooper did this big expose on what mindfulness is, and yoga is all about mindfulness. Mindfulness is just being fully focused and present on something. And yoga teaches you to be fully present and aware of your body and your breath. So we're going to start with just a few basic tips. Now, the word yoga in Sanskrit means union. And I love that because the idea is that you have union with your breath and your movement and with your body. If your body starts to hurt, that's your body's communicating to you that this is not what you should be doing. This is not like a workout where you have to push through the pain. Yoga is about respecting your limits and saying, this is where your body's at today, and I'm going to stop there. And in that, you had the highest form of yoga. So if at any point while we're doing this, you feel a discomfort or your body's kind of like, no, I don't like that, stop. Because that's you doing yoga, is respecting that request to stop. Okay? So we're going to start by what I call a settle-in, just because I think our minds are racing a lot too. Our bodies don't move, but our brains move a lot, right? So we'll start just with our feet. We want both feet planted on the floor. Your legs are going to be about hip width apart. So if you're sitting on a slant, we want to try to straighten that out, try to distribute the weight evenly from leg to leg, from hip to hip. And now this is the really big part with yoga. And this is the big part with a lot of what we need to be doing, is to be aware of our core. So our core is our abdominal. And now all day, we don't really engage our core because we're sitting, we're doing this, we're at the computer, we're slouched, right? If we engage our core, and the way I can sort of give you a visual is imagine that you're pulling your belly button gently in towards your spine. What naturally happens is we lift up a little bit, right? You feel it when you just pull in? That is engaging your core. That immediately shifts your posture from this, which is just terrible for everything, to this, which might be a little bit more in line. Imagine that your vertebrae, one by one, are stacking on top of each other. So you can get a nice, long spine. If you want to also visualize maybe like a string coming from the ceiling, gently pulling your spine nice and straight. So now you're probably wondering, what do I do with my shoulders? Because we do a lot of hunching with them, right? Gently imagine that in your shoulder blades in your back, you're just drawing them close together. What you're gonna feel is your chest is naturally gonna lift. You don't have to do like this very exaggerated chest lift, we're not puffing up, but just what feels natural. Your shoulders are gonna come back and you're gonna lift a little bit. You're gonna feel like your heart is coming towards the sky a little bit. And that's a beautiful thing, right? It feels sort of like a moment. The final thing is our face and our chin and the back of our neck. So imagine that there's a line going from your chin down right to your lap. We're doing one of these and you have text neck, because that's actually a thing now. Try to just pull back and allow that imaginary line to go straight down the center and create that line in your lap. You can do whatever you want with your hands. I like to do hands on my lap, palms up, but if that feels unusual or strange, do whatever feels good for you. And now I want you to just bring all of your attention and your awareness to your face. We do a lot of this throughout the day. We clench our jaws. Some of you are clenching your teeth. just try to relax the muscles of your face. Maybe you want to almost do like a little Mona Lisa smile where you're lifting up from the corners of your ears, a little less tension. Unfurrow your brow. And just gently be aware now of your entire body. Feel yourself sitting in a chair. Feel your feet as they're planted on the floor. Notice your posture. If you need to make any adjustment that feels good, do that. And now I want you to take a nice deep inhale in through your nose and imagine that there is a balloon right behind your belly button. As you inhale, that balloon gets inflated and it gets bigger. And when you exhale, also through your nose, that balloon gets smaller. Inhale in, feel that balloon get nice and big, and exhale out, feel that balloon get very small. If your mind starts to wander away from your breath and your body, it's okay, don't judge it. Just come right back to focusing all of your attention and your awareness on your breathing and your body. Don't worry about what we have to do next. Don't worry about what we just did. Just be present. Bring all of your awareness to your breathing and your body. If it feels comfortable for you to close your eyes, you can do that. If you prefer to keep your eyes open and that's more comfortable, that's good too. So we're going to do 3 more rounds of breathing at your own pace. Nice deep inhale, visualizing that balloon behind the belly button, and exhaling out, imagining that balloon getting smaller. If you want to notice what happens to your shoulders when you inhale and exhale, it's a nice way to just be aware of your body, be mindful of your body. And on this last inhale, take a nice deep inhale. When you feel like you've filled up completely that diaphragm, just take one more like sip of air in your inhale, and then exhale it on out. And if you feel comfortable enough, you can open your eyes, or you can listen to the sound of my voice. But I like to demonstrate when I do physical postures. You can see it. Sometimes it's easier than hearing it. So when you're seated at your chair, if you want to just like sort of shift forward a little bit, we want to just create a little bit of space between you and the back of the chair. So again, keeping that nice posture where your back is stacked, you're feeling nice and long in your spine. I just want you to inhale, bringing your arms up over your head. Now your shoulder blades are pressing away from your ears. We do a lot of this, so just gently draw them down. And on the exhale, we're just going to imagine that our hips are hinges and we're going to hinge forward. Let your head hang and let your arms hang. Just breathe as if you're breathing into the back of your spine as you inhale. And inhale, we're going to slowly rise up, bringing our vertebrae, almost like one vertebrae at a time, like we're stacking. Your head is the last thing to come up. Do that one more time with that beautiful swan dive. So inhale, arms up. Watch your shoulders, keep them away from your ears, and fold forward from your hips, allowing your body to hang. And now roll up one vertebrae at a time. Your head is the last thing to come up. Check your core. Where's your belly button? You pull in that belly button in towards the spine. We want to keep your core nice and engaged. Now, twists are a wonderful way to detoxify the body and get a little bit of movement in your lower spine. We hold on to a lot of tension in our low back, right? So with twists, people make the mistake of doing this with their shoulders. And so they're twisting, but they're not twisting from their core. Our core is everything. So pull that belly button in towards the spine. Inhale, bring the arms up. And now you're going to, with your core, pivot your body to the side. Now, I like to take the opposite hands to the outside of the knee. Now, you can do 2 things with your arm. You can leave it hanging over this chair if that feels comfortable, or you can do like a stack right at your spine. Either way, you're going to look over your shoulder and start breathing. Inhaling and exhaling. Straighten up that spine. If you want to use the chair as an assist, you can do that. Maybe you get a little bit more into this twist. Relax your body. If you feel tension somewhere, inhale and exhale that tension on out. Inhale, and on the exhale, lift the arms up over the head again and twist back to center. We're going to fold forward, but I want you to watch me. We're going to fold forward, keeping our right hand on the floor, on our foot, on our calf, wherever you can reach. It's just going to lift our other arm up towards the sky. Looking up at your fingertips and breathing. Feel the twists in your low back and your abdomen. Inhale, and on the exhale, you're just going to slowly roll on up. I want you to just observe one side versus the other. We're going to do the same thing on the other side, but just notice the feeling that one side of your body now has versus the other side. Be kind of twisted and stretched one, being aware, being mindful of what that did and what that change felt like in your body. So inhaling, bring the arms up. We're going to do this again. Remember your core, pull that belly button in towards the spine, and now we're going to do a twist in the other direction. If you want to stack your hand behind your spine, you can do that, but don't forget to look over your shoulder. Press into your knee so that you can get a little bit more into the twist. If your body's saying that you don't like it or it's not comfortable, then don't do it. Inhale and exhale. And we'll do one more inhale and exhale, and then slowly just twist on back to the center, facing me. Inhale, bringing the arms up. Exhale, fold it forward, hand on the floor, your calf, your knee, wherever you can, and extend that arm up towards the side, looking at your fingertips, looking at the ceiling, and feeling that twist. Take an inhale. And on the exhale, just slowly bring the arm down, roll on up. Everybody feeling okay so far? Yes? Okay, great. So the next pose, we're just going to bring our knee to our chest. I'm going to offer some modifications for you to play around with, but it's something that we're going to slowly progress on. So if at any point it feels like my body's had enough, then that's perfect. That's your highest form of yoga for today, and that's wonderful. So first, we're just going to bring our right knee in towards our chest. If you want to rotate the ankle here, you can. Going one way, going the other way. Being aware of your posture everywhere else. Sometimes when we engage in movement, everything else kind of gets out of whack, right? We're like this. So being aware that we're still keeping that beautiful posture, we're keeping our hips square, we're keeping the weight distributed. Now, if you want to stay here, and this feels good, you can kind of play around with how close you bring this knee in towards your chest. If you want to try something a little bit different, and this is going to be a nice hip stretch, you can bring your shin onto your knee. And now here's where we get to play. Play around with how close you bring your leg to your body. So maybe today, I know, maybe today, right now, your shin's just going to stay on your knee. And that's good. That's perfect. If you want to gently is the key word, press your knee, you're going to feel a nice stretch in your outer hip. We hold on to a lot of tension in our hips. So if this is all that you can do today, this is perfect. But again, keeping that spine nice and straight. Don't forget to engage your core. Just because it feels like we're not using it doesn't mean we don't need it. So inhaling and exhaling. Imagine when you breathe in that you're breathing into your hip. I know that sounds kind of wild, but it actually makes the stretch be deeper. You actually can get into a pose a little bit better if you imagine that you're breathing into the pose. If this feels like you don't really have much of a stretch, you can lean forward and you're definitely going to feel it. But again, wherever your body is today is where you need to respect it. When you hear your body saying this is good, that's the highest form of yoga. So we'll take 2 more breaths in this pose. Don't forget that balloon behind your belly button. And exhale. And then you're just going to release that leg. And now again, our mindfulness to check in. Notice how it feels on that side of your body versus the other side of your body that you haven't done anything to yet. Maybe one feels longer. Maybe you feel like a little bit of like pins and needles almost, but not a painful kind of pins and needles. The idea is to be aware of what's happening in your body when you make these moves. You can do this at work. You can do this on your couch, right? This is pretty easy. So other knee in towards the chest. Rotate that ankle. Get some good circulation to our feet. Our little ankles do a lot of work all day. They hold up our weight. We don't really thank them very much. Ankles. So now from here, if you want to just play around with hugging that knee into the chest and that's what's available to you today, then beautiful, do that. If you want to bring your shin onto your knee and feel that hip stretch, do that. If pressing gently on the knee feels good, then do that. If folding forward feels good, then do that. But don't forget your breath. Inhaling and exhaling, relaxing the tension, breathing into the hip. 2 more breaths. Release that leg. Notice the feeling that you created in your body. So one more stretch that I like to do, and it's something that's pretty simple, but if you need your hands to assist to hold up your leg, then absolutely use the assistance. You're just going to extend the leg out in front of you. Again, be aware of your posture. It's easy to kind of get shifting around our weight, and that makes things kind of not comfortable. But lifting that leg, if you need to assist by holding underneath, you can. You're just going to point and flex your heels. Now notice where when you point, you feel it. A lot in the shin, right? Maybe a little bit in your quad. When you bring your heel, you want to imagine that you're kind of like going to kick a wall. So you want to create in your mind that wall that you're pushing with your heel. And that sort of stretches out the whole back of the leg, your hamstring, your calf. You might feel a little bit odd, right? When you do the heel part, I don't know the way that feels. But it's creating a nice long stretch of the back of the leg. So we'll do one more of each, points and flex. And let that leg go. Observe the difference from that leg compared to the other one. I feel like I'm like longer on one side than the other. Like this side is taller now. So let's even ourselves out. Get that other leg up, a support if you need to with the hand, and just point and flex the toe. This is easy. You could do this at work, right? You could do this on the couch in commercials, right? If you can cultivate doing this once a day, twice a day, that would be wonderful. And you'll be amazed how much better you feel from something as simple as a little bit of chair yoga.
How come I notice my left side, I'm a lefty, I notice it's easier to do my left side than my right side?
Because it's your dominant, you're used to using that more often. Some people, their dominant side is actually tighter because they're using it so much throughout the day.
But this,
Yep. Very normal to have one side that's a little bit like looser than the other. And everybody's different. Sometimes the dominant is looser and sometimes it's tighter. I'm a righty, my right side is always tighter. So we're going to finish up with just a quick little meditation. So the goal of meditation is to just not have your mind race so much. So if you're comfortable enough to close your eyes, then please do that. If not, just pick a spot somewhere on the wall that you can just kind of do like a soft stare or a soft gaze. And again, it's all about present. So what's happening now is your body and your breath. So bringing all of your attention and all of your awareness to your body and your breath. Your mind is made to think. So don't get discouraged when, if you're trying to do this, your mind wanders. It's just doing its job. It's supposed to be thinking. Just gently bring it back. Imagine that belly button that has the balloon behind it. And inhale and exhale. Feel your shoulders rise and fall with that breath. It's okay if your mind wanders. Come back to your breath. The beauty of having a meditation practice is that it's always available wherever you are. The opportunity to have a moment like this exists. And I know it's hard. I promise I know. But even if you're driving, turn off the radio. Don't close your eyes. Where you're saying, let me just focus on my breathing. Let me just focus on what my body's doing. How do I have my hands on the steering wheel right now? You take your mind away from all the stuff you have to do in your to-do list, and you bring it back to what's happening right now physically. And there's something about being mindful and present aware that reduces people's stress level, helps heal emotional trauma. There's so much research on mindfulness and the benefits. So if you can cultivate a practice like that, it will be something that I promise you will change your life. So thank you so much for letting me do this with you. If you want to do a couple of these just throughout the day, I would encourage you one or two moves that you can just throw in when you're at your desk. You will feel your posture improve, your circulation, and your movement.
I have terrible insomnia. So is there anything you can suggest? I mean, this breathing sounds like it's really good. Because my mind, I can't shut it off.
Yeah.
So is there any other technique?
Absolutely. So non-yoga techniques, I would cultivate an evening routine. So I tell this to the kids all the time. If you are going to bed at different times, if you're like brushing your teeth before you wash your face, if you're getting into bed, like, keep a routine, what that does is it cues your body that it's going to be time to go to sleep soon. So as early as even an hour before you go to bed, every day, the same routine. You brush your teeth at the same time. You get into your pajamas at the same time. You read a book for the same length of time. That cues your body to know that the routine of getting ready for sleep is something. The other thing that I love to do is legs up the wall. So is your bed against the wall? So is a couch up against the wall? Do you have like maybe getting on the floor? Is that comfortable for you?
I get on the floor and get out.
Even if you bring a chair against a wall, the idea is that you want to get your legs above your heart. That reduces your blood pressure. So that's something that will naturally cue your body to sleep also. Anytime that you can get your legs or any part of your torso over your heart, that's something that you want to try to do. If you can do it every night, that's great. Because that also kind of lets your body know it's time to slow down.
Well, I have this like rope I got from PT
Okay.
that helps me lift this. So,
Yeah.
and then, all right, I'll do that.
Yeah. Put a pillow at the base of your spine so it doesn't hurt, and just get those legs up against a wall. And I would say 10, 15 minutes, start with 5 and then work your way up to 10, 15. But that might also help with these. These are like natural ways to do it. And if not, no, it's only an amazing thing. It's always fun. Any other questions I can answer? I am not a doctor, just to be clear about that.
Like those meditation, like
I love anything that would help. YouTube has just tons of meditation that you can do. Different people like different things. So I love mantra meditations because my brain, I can't get it to just shut off. So a mantra meditation is just a word or a phrase that's encouraging to you, something that makes you feel happy, and just kind of saying that in your head. That helps my brain have something to focus on that isn't like my laundry list. But everybody's different. Yeah, like what do I have to do next? So yeah. Thank you so much for letting me do this interview. So there's this saying that we have in yoga that I love. It's a word, it's called namaste. You've probably heard it or seen it on TV. This word in Sanskrit has such a beautiful meaning. It means that there is a light that is within me, and that light is in you, and it's in everything all around us. And when we're together, that light is made stronger and more powerful. So it's one word, namaste, means that. So I say namaste to all of you. Thank you so much for letting me be with you. And please use this, cultivate it, do something in your life so that you can take care of yourself. We take care of everybody else, and we forget about ourselves. So, thank you all so much. And thank you for being here. Thank you.
Thank you all so very much. Can I have a motion to adjourn?
Adjourn. Can I be
And a
adjourned, my
second.
last meeting?
Yes, and we'd like to give a very, very special thanks to Holly.
Oh, my
We are going to
pleasure.
miss Holly and Jackie Steiner very, very much. You better come back and visit us. No. Thank you all, and hopefully we see you all at our installation dinner June 21st.
And you'll be
Thanks.
good.